everybody. Bill here, and before we get to our review, I had a little something special to open up and show you guys here. This is from Brian Pulido and Coffin Comics, their Kickstart campaign for Hell Witch Bitchcraft #1. And I got one of their sealed mystery envelopes. These are sealed. You don't know what's inside of it, but you got kind of a little bit of a background of what you might get inside. There could be limited editions in here as limited as one of ones. I mean it, 1 of 1 Omega editions. But everything in here is a numbered edition as far as I know. These are really friggin' cool. So, without further ado here, why don't we open this bad boy up and see what we got? I wanted to make sure you guys all could see that it is sealed.
You want a razor so you don't break the seal?
You know what? That'd probably be a good idea. Hold on. Let's just get this party started here. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, here we go. Oh,
looks like
look
you got
at
a
that.
trade nude.
Look at that. We got a naughty edition. Hell Witch. Ooh.
Yeah, we're going to have to blank that out.
Yeah, we'll have to blank that out. A certificate of authenticity. Bitchcraft #1. Mystery envelope sealed.
Guys, if you want to see it without the blur, we will post this on my Instagram. If you want to see it without the blur. Wait, can I put it there? I'll post it on my Twitter. How about that?
That is a beautiful cover, guys. Excellent cover. Well, and without further ado, we better get to the review.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is BroncoJuggalo.
And Bill.
And today I am coming to you with a brand new segment. Now, I actually don't have a name for the segment as of the time of this filming, so we're going to see what we come up with. But this first movie that we're going to start with almost has a comic book vibe to it, too. So this is almost kind of a comic cave.
It is a comic book movie.
It's a comic book movie, but it is an anime. Hey, you know what? I didn't even tell them what the segment was, did I? I've been talking about it over the last few months about doing horror movie anime reviews. Movies, though. They have to be movies. I'm not talking about series, even though there's a lot of great horror series.
Well, there are.
But I just want to do some horror anime movies. Now, the criteria for this segment is going to be horror, movie, animated. Now,
there you go.
Most of them will be anime, but some of them will be just animated because they may be an American one. Because there are some really good ones I don't want to skip. Now, guys, our first foray into this new segment is going to be a movie from 2004 that I absolutely love. I know you have a lot of love for it.
Amazing movie.
In fact, we're going to show you guys a really awesome autographed poster of this movie at the end. This is 2004's Lady Death, written and screenplayed by Brian Pulido, the creator of Lady Death, based kind of off the Lady Death Judgment storyline.
Yes.
Now, this is a phenomenal film. The only problem that happened with this movie is that around the time of its release, ADV that put the film out, and they did a lot of animes back in the early 2000s, a lot of really good ones, they ended up going bankrupt. And there was a lot of problems, a lot of legal stuff, and it kind of really put a damper on this movie's release. And so this movie isn't actually that widely known among a lot of people. Comic book fans, some don't know about it. Anime fans, some don't know about it. And it's just, but it is a really killer, kick-ass movie.
This is a great film.
Some people have griped about the storyline, which I find funny, seeing as how it was written by the guy who wrote it, who made it. You know, I love the storyline. I think it's great.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's an awesome film. The animation has been praised universally. And that's something we both love about it, which we're going to get into here in a second. But I just wanted to tell y'all a couple things about it real quick.
Life in hell can be beautiful, daughter, if you let it.
Help me! God, please, help me! Death has arrived.
In this film, they wanted hell, because a lot of it takes place in hell.
Hell.
They wanted it to look different than every other version of hell we've ever seen in a movie. We usually see fire, brimstone, that kind of stuff.
That sort of stuff.
And there is a little bit of that once in a while, but there's also freezing cold and
barren waste.
Barren waste. They made it look very different, and it looks amazing. And there's a lot of hidden imagery in some of the spots around.
Oh yeah.
And you'll see things that you like, Easter eggs that you might pick up on if you're into that kind of stuff. If you're into the Chaos Lady Death comic era. They did a great job making hell feel different, in my opinion. I mean, in their version, hell is downright cold. She's using the flames of hell to, heat herself. She was so cold. This is just a phenomenal film. It has a 5.3 on IMDb. It was released straight to DVD, and then it got a Blu-ray release in like 2010 or something. Can't remember when. But it did come to mixed reviews, unfortunately. But what doesn't these days that's good? Lady Hope is accused by the people of her village of being Satan's mistress because she just found out that her father
is
was Satan in disguise. They burn her at the stake. She gets tempted by her father's minions to pray to her father to save her, and that damns her to hell. She decides to take on her father and kick some major ass as she turns into the badass, beautiful Lady Death, Mistress of Hell. And that's basically the storyline. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? It's like awesome sounding. A lot of really good gore, really good blood. I'm kind of jumping into prose a little bit here, so why not? Yeah. Because I have no cons for this film. How about you?
I have the only con, and it's not about this film. I want a sequel.
Yeah.
I want more.
I would too. I would love a sequel or a series.
Something
now, there is a video game being kickstarted.
Yes, there is.
For Lady Death.
There's a Kickstarter video game.
That's pretty cool. I hope that comes to fruition. But there has been... She made another video game before. I can't remember. I thought she was, but I don't remember.
Oh, I can't remember.
I don't remember. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Lady Death fan. He's a huge Lady Death fan. And... yeah. I don't know. I just keep looking at this piece of art I want to show you guys here in a bit. As I said, I like this movie a lot. One of the things I love most about it is the voice acting. It seems like they fit the characters all just spot on.
Really well.
It really reminded me of like the Spawn voice acting from the HBO Spawn animated series. They just spot on casted people. Nice. Great voice cast.
Nice. My first pro for this film is just the look of hell. We've already talked about this a little bit, but different places in hell have different looks. It's not all fire and brimstone. There's one place that is, but it's like a barren wasteland. Mm-hmm. And just the art in making this and all the, like, Satan's castle with the weird sculptures.
And being... I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but Satan's castle is actually in the Tree of Life. The tree that Adam and Eve picked from. When God took Eden away, the tree was gone in this story anyways. I don't know about real, but in the story. Yeah. And, it's where Satan lives now. It's in his castle is inside the tree, and it's amazing. It does look really good. The animation is absolutely beautiful. That is a huge pro for me. But the one I want to really segue into here, because you said the look of hell, I'm talking about the feel of it. Oh. It felt unique. It felt, with the different changes in environments and the different... another movie that's going to be coming up on this series is the Dante Inferno anime. Oh, yeah. Now, that was an anime based on the Dante Inferno video game, but it's a beautifully done anime. I love it. But that also has some unique hellscapes. Yes. This one gave me kind of a similar feel with that because, like, there's a spot where... I don't want to give storyline away too much. There's a spot where somebody gets thrown into the River Styx, and the River Styx just looks very different and feels very different. And it feels like when you're watching, you're almost feeling this cold but nasty looking water. Like, it's gray looking, and it, like, I could just feel, I could almost, like, taste it getting in my mouth. That's how absorbed I got into this, and it gives me that atmosphere and that feel. And I love that. When a movie can do that to you, where you're so absorbed you can almost taste that briny, gross water that that's cool. I think that's cool.
Nice. All right, my next pro for this film is the character design. And it's all the characters down to your basic, foot soldier characters in the armies, all the way up to your main characters.
Mm-hmm.
And one that I really want to touch on is Hagen the Jester. Oh, they did that character. That character looks so amazing. And he's also kind of the comedy relief in this film. He gives a little bit of comedy where there's all this darkness and just sense of dread, but he brings a little bit of comedic. He is
the Chaos Comics Brian Pulido version of Clown, Violator from Spawn.
Not really.
Yeah, he is. If you think about it, every one of these 90s hell kind of comics had a clown, an evil clown in them.
And he's a jester.
It's like, he's still a clown. A jester is a clown. That's what they are.
It's a jester.
They are the exact same character, practically, just with different personality traits.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not. It's his stupid opinion on that.
Same characters.
No.
Same exact format, same formula. 90s hell formula.
A jester
I love it,
is a jester. A clown is a clown. They're two different things.
So why do they call clowns jesters?
I've never heard a clown being called a jester.
Why is Joker called the Jester and also called the Clown, Prince of Crime?
I don't remember him
He's
being called a jester.
The Jester all the time.
Jester is medieval. Clowns are fucking not medieval.
Still clown. Still clown. Precursor to the clown.
Whatever. A jester's a jester.
Anyways, doesn't matter. We'll argue later. So we've talked about the animation. We've talked about the voice acting. We've talked about the feel and the look. And we've talked about if we think a jester is a clown. But the one thing I want to talk about that I have last, because the evil jester was also one of mine, is that I really love how it's not exactly the Judgment story, but it's based on it. But they stay very true to the Lady Death character of who that character is.
Yes.
Now, I'm not talking about so much, the early appearances of Lady Death where she showed up in Evil Ernie and that was her first appearance and we didn't really get any back. I'm talking about when they gave her the backstories, when they started to flesh her out, they truly stayed true to her nature in the comics. And I absolutely love that. When that movie stays true to the source material, it's always, I'm not saying they can't take a chance. I'm not saying they can't do their own thing, but you got to still respect the source material. And I don't care if it's a remake or even an original film.
Yeah.
You need to stay true to your source material, period. That's just my
true.
opinion. I'm not saying you have to follow it 100% down the way.
No.
But you just got to respect it, You can come up with any kind of storyline you want as long as you have respect. And they did that with this movie.
Yes, they did. All right, to segue off that, my next pro for this film is the fact that we're getting the backstory for Hope. You get to see Hope before she's Lady Death. As if you've read the comic books, you really don't see her as Hope very much. Not even covers of the different comics coming out. It's very rare to get a glimpse of the character Hope. And just the brutal way the animation here was beautiful, where they were burning her at the stake. It was horrible. It was horrible to watch.
Even in the period of the comics where she became human again, and she was still Lady Death. She was human, but she was still Lady Death. She never quite went back to that Hope personality. She always had the
Lady Death.
Because Hope was innocent. Hope was naive almost. Hope was faithful in her faith and her religion and her thoughts.
Yes.
And then she had her life totally turned completely upside down and flipped out. And like you said, the pain of burning on the stake, all of that. And, it changed her forever. So she never quite went back. I think there was one storyline that I don't remember quite the whole thing where she had kind of went back or they did a flash or whatever. But
yeah.
It wasn't like she never totally changed back. Even when she became human again, she didn't. No. She even has a daughter now, and she never changed back. But she did always keep Hope's soul inside. Yes. Even in this movie, she still had love for the person she loved, the person that was instrumental in the story. I don't want to give away how. Yeah. But that was still inside of her as well. But she never went back to being that naive.
Yes.
She was a powerful, kick-ass bitch. He loved her for that.
Hell yeah.
Do you have anything else to say, sir?
No, that's it for me on this movie. This is just an awesome film.
Yeah, I really love this one. And we're going to show you that piece of art a little bit. I may have showed it one time before, but we're going to show it again. Be right back. So everybody, this is Bill's Lady Death, the motion picture poster. This was signed by Brian Pulido at one of the Albuquerque cons, and it just looks fantastic. I am so jelly over this poster. I did have one, but mine was kind of damaged when I got it. So I didn't get this kind of treatment. It just kind of went in the trash. But anyways, that is all for tonight. This is Bronco Juggalo saying peace.
Oh, yeah. Duh. And Bill saying good night.